You can make pocket altars for anything, and today I thought we could brainstorm some ideas for an ancestral altar. This is a finished altar. It's the ones that I make where you can swap images in and out, and you hold them in on these little tabs. But let's just pretend you're making a fresh altar for yourself. I would start with deciding what color you want to use. Maybe there's a specific color that means something to you. Like I'm from an Italian-American family, and so I would probably make one out of red, to be honest. But maybe it depends on if you're making it for Swedish ancestors. You would choose colors that mean something to them, like maybe look at their folk art or something along those lines. You could also, if it's for a very specific ancestor, just choose their favorite color. My grandma's favorite color was yellow. I might make her a yellow pocket altar. If you have some photographs of your ancestors, or if you could get some printed, you can literally just take that photograph. Like, let's pretend this is a card. You can just cut out the image of your ancestor and sew the photograph to the backing of your pocket altar. If you want to make one like this, where you swap out the images, then you would just cut the image to be the size that fits in your photo tabs. So let's pretend we've got one spot here where you want to be able to swap out the images depending on the ancestor you're honoring. Some other things to think about. My grandmother, for example, was a quilter, and I have some of her fabric squares that she had cut out for a quilt and never finished. So I would probably use her fabric on the altar to decorate it. So these panels here would probably make them out of her fabric, or maybe I would, cut flowers or something and use those as the decorations. I also have some of the buttons from my grandma's button collection, which had been her father's collection before her. He was a tailor, and she lived through the Great Depression, so she saved every button from every shirt that became like rags. She would save the buttons. So I would probably sew some of her buttons on the altar as well. This is a St. Cecilia and a Virgin Mary medal that I wore for many, many years that came from my grandma. I would probably sew those to the altar as well. So you're getting the idea, right? Like thinking about things that mean something to those ancestors or mean something to you as a part of that family, you can sew them to the altar. One other thing I thought of was maybe there is some jewelry, and these are just random beads, but if you've got a piece of jewelry from an ancestor, especially if it's already broken, you could sew those beads to the pocket altar. And even better, let's say it's a bracelet or a necklace, you could make the beads into the closure for your pocket altar. So either like a beaded bracelet that goes around the outside, or attach the beads to the closure. You can embroider their names on it. You can, embroider designs. Depending on your family's culture and heritage, you might put some designs on there that have to do with spirits. Like I'm thinking the American South with cardinals. I understand that seeing a cardinal means like you're being visited by an ancestor who has passed. I also have these skull beads. Let me grab one here. You can look for like things that are associated with death, add those to the altar. So the sky is really the limit on this. Before you get started, start thinking about what you'd like to put on your altar and then start sketching it out. You may want to just make the design, like I sell my pattern, so you could, take a piece of paper, and before you even cut out any of your fabric, you could just lay out the things that you want on the altar, and then take a picture when you've got it set up the way you want. Take a picture, and then once you start sewing, you know what you're going for. If you've got ideas for an ancestral altar, pop them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. And ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer.